Welcome back to the Rundown. It's September 22nd of 2022. I'm joined by Tommy Smokes.
Hello.
And Joey.
Hey, girl.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks, you as well.
I like this trail.
It's a good crew. Positive vibes. I hopped on with Joey earlier on Out and About.
And I hopped on his lap right after.
That's right. Little sex. The Rundown is brought to you by Escalade Sports. Fouling is a rowdy mashup of football and bowling. The first team to knock down all 10 of their opponents' pins wins. It's born at the Indy 500 in 2001. Bowling is wildly popular in the Midwest where it all started, and it's taking the nation by storm. It's anyone's game. Tight spiral, granny roll, underhand. You don't need to be a quarterback to win. Bonks win the game in just one throw.
Gotta get horny, I guess.
You gotta give the other team one last chance before you claim victory. A little shot at redemption, if I know a little thing about that.
Because you were fired, but now work here.
Guilty.
Now you work back here again.
Guilty.
Now you work here again.
If on any player's first throw of the game with all 10 pins still standing, the red pin is knocked off the board, that's a bonk. That's a bonk. Easily stored within latching boards, the set comes with everything you need. 20 weighted pins, 2 boards, 1 football, pump, and endless fun. So, upgrade your tailgate. Use Barstool 20 for 20% off, plus free shipping on a Foaling set at playfoaling.com. That's playfoaling.com. Foaling again, Fowling. Playfoaling.com. Awesome.
I'm gonna sign up today.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I could use a little
just for the weighted things alone.
Yeah.
And a pump.
Yeah.
We've got one in the office. It's
I know.
Quite fun to play sometimes.
By the way, I was on my honeymoon, and there was a plastic surgeon who explained to me the intricacies of building a penis on a trans person undergoing gender reassignment.
Correct.
Did you know that they put a pump as one of the testicles?
Correct, I know.
That's how you make an erection.
Yeah, you have to squeeze. It's like a Reebok pump. But
Wait, what?
So
I don't understand.
So I'm a righty, so I would ask, one ball is, like a silicone ball, and this ball is actually a pump, like a Reebok pump. So you just grab your left nut or right nut, squeeze it.
Yeah.
Now where is the pressure, the release valve on the taint?
That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah.
Do they work in any type of fake cum action?
No, that technology is not available just yet.
So there's no feeling in it?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There is feeling
because they for trans men, so
women to men.
born a woman, transitions to man, they keep the clitoral stimulation so it causes a clitoral orgasm.
It essentially becomes the frenum, Tommy.
A what?
The frenum.
Yeah,
That's
I know what that
underside.
is, but
Those
explain
the
it.
sand people in
That's
Dune?
that's the most sensitive part on the underside of the erect penis.
Oh, I'm thinking
The clitoris essentially becomes the frenum, and vice versa. The frenum would turn into the clitoris in
Interesting.
in your girlfriend's.
I've never been able to find a clit in my life, so
It's
maybe
on
that
top.
would
You have to
help.
press the button.
Guys, Adam Levine of Maroon 5 is super horny.
Talk about
and-
bonks.
Yeah. 5 more women have come out saying that they received salacious text messages from him. He's been in the news since his ex-mistress outed him for asking if he could name his baby after her. We all heard about that. He told a comedian named Mayerka that he was obsessed with her. He told him he was married, and he said, "It's complicated, I might get away." He told her, excuse me, that's not what was written. He told his yoga teacher she had the best ass in town, yada, yada, on and on and on.
I'm sure she did, though. She's a yoga teacher.
Probably.
Sure. Joey,
Kind of her thing.
your thoughts?
Okay, my thoughts here are, he's famously married. That's a Victoria's Secret model that he was married to. They have children together. So I think the girls, I only know the first lady that came out. Was her name Sumner or Summer?
Summer.
Sumner.
Oh, was it Sumner?
There she is there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With her lip injections.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off because I've retaken this like 10 times now. Essentially, I was having an affair with a man who's married to a Victoria's Secret model. At the time, I was young, I was naive, and quite frankly, I feel exploited. I wasn't in the scene like I am now, so I was definitely very easily manipulated. Maroon 5 is practically elevator music at this point, so I'm sure you know who Adam Levine is. But Adam and I were seeing each other for about a year.
Now, Sumner acted blind to the fact that did she say she didn't know that he was married, right?
I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the story.
Oh, no, never mind, because he said that I want to name my baby after you. So
Yeah.
she already knew. I don't know what the thing is. I mean, obviously, with those kind of people, I think when you're that rich and, like, you're both, like, one is Victoria's Secret model, the other one's, like, the sexy thing. I think they probably have an agreement in a way, because the wife's not acting surprised, like, oh, my God. Like, she's not, like, saying, I'm leaving him, I'm taking the kids and going to my mother's house. I don't think any of that's happening now. So I think it's, like, and it's rumored that they had an open relationship. So I think the only people that are like, offended by this are, like, you know, Midwestern housewives are like, oh, my God. Like, I mean, his wife's not mad. No one else should give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he comes off as more of a weird person than a bad person. Like some of the messages, like the holy fucking fuck, that's weird, but you know, it's not like it's not sexual assault or anything.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a horny weirdo.
He looks like he drinks a lot of energy drinks.
He does.
Do you know what I mean? And like does extreme sport.
I think Tommy's point is a salient one where, if nothing else, it just makes us kind of think he's a loser.
Right.
Where it's like, you know, dude, you probably shouldn't have to talk that way. We like to think that guys like this who have been named, you know, people's sexiest man of the year and millions in album sales, cool tattoos, if you will, that, you know, he doesn't have to say like, oh my God, you look so good. He can kind of just show up, be tall and exist, and then women are fawning over him, right?
I'm a big fan of saying to men I'm interested in, ruin my. Now, if you received a text that said ruin my, is that too forward?
From a girl or?
No, from me.
From you.
If you were Adam Levine, maybe I would say ruin my.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Adam Levine should never have to compliment a woman. He should never have to say, oh, your outfit looks good today. He probably just could show up and they'll be like, oh, this is the sexiest man alive, Adam Levine. And I'm going to have sex with him.
I don't think he needs to be mean to them either.
No.
I think he just needs to just be
Exist.
robotic and feign a sliver of attention.
Do you remember when he was on stage and the fan like mushed the stage and like grabbed him from the back and he goes, ew, get off me. Like he's too good for her. So I kind of get that kind of cocky attitude from him anyway, that he only fucks 10s. I mean, if I was him too, I would only fuck 10s. But I think the only gross thing about this, not the only thing, the big thing of it is, you know, keep your hose on one side and then her family on the other. Children have no place in your extramarital affairs. Like, you know, I think it's gross that he wants to name his daughter after the woman that he's been fucking. Here's the clip I was talking about. That was actually me.
Yeah, Joey, I agree. And I also would say that to your earlier point.
Ruin my hole?
Well, I was going to go back a little earlier.
Okay.
To when we get the, you know, something like this happens. Someone famous gets found out that they are having extramarital affairs or whatever, and often then, you know, maybe they did have an understanding and an open relationship, but I'm sure that her publicist is going to say, well, now you've got to act all sad and put out a public statement saying to save face, even though that may not have been the way things were. Right. And then it all becomes a bunch of bullshit.
Also, even if there was an agreement of we could fuck other people, I doubt there was an agreement of we can name our child after the other people that you're fucking.
Yeah, that's a little on the nose.
Seems to maybe cross the line.
Plenty of names out there.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sumner's kind of a bad name, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I thought it was a typo.
Really?
You know what the
Summer.
nickname for Sumner is?
Summy?
Sandy.
Really?
Sandy's a common nickname for Sumner.
How many people have you known
Feels
named
made
Sumner?
up.
Well, most of the Sandys that I know, men, were Sumners.
How many Sumners do you
I only know one.
Okay, and he was Sandy?
He is.
The only Sandy I
all
know
of
is Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Very good. Celtics coach Ime Udoka, sorry. I'm a Celtics fan. I just always known him as Ime. Had an affair with a female member of the Celtics staff, and now the organization is discussing potentially suspending him for the entirety of the upcoming season. Ime had been engaged to actress Nia Long of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fame since 2015. They have a child together. There is that great J. Cole lyric, only regret, too young for Nia Long.
Of course.
She's a timeless beauty. And Ime himself, obviously a wonderful story about how he earned the head coaching job of the Celtics and then they made it to the finals this past year. Tommy, your thoughts on this?
I feel like we're missing something. A full season suspension for a consensual relationship seems a little bit too much. I mean, I know there's the power dynamic of, oh, he's the boss of the employee, but a full year, I feel like we're missing something because I can't see. It just doesn't make sense to me that they would go a full season, a year that they're like the favorites for the NBA Finals. They just had a great year. I feel like we're missing something. And also, I do think that they need to release the name. They need to say the woman because now people on Twitter are just like tweeting out pictures of every woman on the Celtics staff, being like, it could be her, it could be her. And they're going to be like, wait a minute, it's not fucking me. Like, it's not me. So I think it has to just be, you have to say who it is so that not every woman in the Celtics organization is getting dragged.
Do you think it's a lady that sells hot dogs at the stadium?
Probably not.
My thing is, first of all, I can see, again, another case of everyone, like, getting everyone else's business. He's not married. My concern is he's fucking engaged for 7 years. Why isn't he marrying Nia Long yet?
Yeah.
They have a baby together. So clearly there's something going on there. I doubt Nia Long gives a fuck because she's staying with him for 7 years unmarried. Just like, why are you engaged?
Yeah.
But yeah, with Tommy's point, if it is a power dynamic, I think that's like, that's a no-no. So I think that, that's the only reason it could be. If it's consensual, she's, of age, I'm assuming, and is it because it was infidelity, but he's not even married? Like, why is he suspended?
Yeah, I don't think you can suspend someone for cheating on just cheating.
Yeah,
like, it has to be.
The NFL wouldn't exist if that was the case.
Right.
At this point, one has to ask the question, is it even possible to meet or marry or date somebody that you're a coworker with?
I don't
Because
know.
we've run into this issue so many times now, and
It's never happened at Barstool, at least.
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying, every time it seems to happen, it's always power dynamic, and there's an outcry and all that. But for so many years, people met their spouses at work. It was like the number one place.
Yeah.
And now I feel like people are afraid to do that, which is too bad, because it's an incubator of like-minded folks, similar ages, motivated. It should be the
Lot in
place.
common.
You meet your spouse.
Joey,
Well,
has Francis, now that he's an employee back here, is he near the top of your? I know Billy Football's been at the top
Well,
of your list
I
for a while,
actually had a
but-
milestone today. I've never physically touched Billy Football, and today I got the pleasure of doing a haircut on him. So I have my mitts all over that boy. And I got to say, I'm on a natural high right now, so I really can't. I'm not at liberty to say anything else about anyone else. But I had Francis on Out and About podcast. It'll come out tomorrow for a mini episode. But I didn't really know him beforehand, and throughout the interview, I think I'm slowly becoming more and more. Because when he first started, everyone's comparing you, because they were trying to switch Billy Football's desk and have you sit there. I said, absolutely not. Billy, I need a fat ass sitting around me at all times. And you unfortunately don't measure up. But you have other qualities. You don't need to have a big, juicy ass in order to be considered attractive or even likable here. You have other qualities that I learned about today.
Joey he looked at my ear.
Your ear?
And then made a guess about the size of my
The
penis.
Stoolies all know.
Interesting.
The Stoolies all know my talents.
And I'd never heard that before. It felt like some Eastern medicine, some kind of witch doctor.
I told her I went to a very prestigious middle school where I learned my craft.
I don't get it. I don't get it, but I
He was
love
fucking
that
dudes in
joke.
middle school,
I
maybe?
love that joke.
But yeah, Nia Long, tell your man shit or get off the pot, and then let him go with the hot dog lady. Fuck her. I'm sure he already did fuck her,
Yeah.
but
Utah student arrested for threatening to detonate a nuclear reactor if Utah lost on Saturday. Sounds like someone who probably is not capable of knowing how to do that. This person was arrested for making a threat of terrorism. Oh, it's she.
Yeah, that's a stunner. Or
She
terrorist.
posted the threats on Yik Yak, not to be confused with either TikTok or the Yak. It's an anonymous posting app that is apparently back. The post said, if the football team does not win the game, I'm going to detonate the nuclear reactor. Okay,
Girl.
Dr. Evil. That is located in the University of Utah to cause a mass destruction.
that's where they keep it.
surprised that the university has a nuclear reactor. Police noted that the student does have knowledge of the nuclear reactor and is aware of where the reactor is located and attends class in the same building where the reactor is housed.
For the government, they have it at a college, the nuclear reactor?
I think she made her own, no?
Oh, she made her own nuclear bomb.
No, that's not what I read there.
She's just going to detonate the nuclear.
There is a nuclear reactor at
okay. Got
Is
it.
that a button?
university. There's probably buttons on it. I
To
don't know.
to make an explosion?
Huh.
No, it has to be a power plant, probably.
Right.
And that has a reactor in it.
So we're not talking about like a nuke, like a bomb.
No. You're probably something that, generates power would be my guess.
Oh.
And it sounds like they have one, which surprises me because I didn't think we had that many in America. And to have one at a university.
Yeah, so they
Utah,
say she goes to class in the same building that the reactor is located. So that makes me think it's small. It's something that's in a building where her class is.
Story is very a bunch of cockamamie.
Can we see her? I'll tell you exactly what's going on after I judge her appearance
Is there a picture of her?
and belittle her.
Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of question marks about this one for me. Tommy, do you have any thoughts? Or are you waiting for more intel?
No, I can fire from the hip. It's not the worst idea. If you really want your team to win, if you're not actually going to detonate it, that would be bad.
Yeah.
That would be bad. You can't have that. But just the threat, the fear. I mean, talk about added motivation. I mean, you have, coaches giving up hype speeches of, do this for your family or whatever. But if you have a hype speech of we're all going to die from a nuclear reactor if you don't win this game, I am curious just from an experimental standpoint of how much better they would play. Or would they be too tense and perhaps make more mistakes on the field?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be on that team because I wouldn't want to fuck around and find out, as they say in the biz.
Right.
It's probably some kind of like single white female type thing where she's like in love with one of the players or something like that. Something kind of something going on. Maybe a love quarrel. Maybe a love triangle, if you will. Yeah. I mean, I don't think all her marbles are up there, and I don't feel that strongly enough about anything that I want to detonate a nuclear power thing.
Her boyfriend probably knows how to detonate the nuclear reactor.
Yeah, it's an inside job.
Yeah.
She's gonna get someone to
The only
do
thing
it.
that makes sense.
Or maybe she'll get that gender reassignment surgery, and then
The one we just talked about
she'll have the tools.
with the pump up nut.
Yeah. Use that to poke that button.
So this is actually, not to add another wrinkle, this is the second time, back in August, another student arrested for the exact same thing.
Huh.
For the basketball team.
It doesn't say exactly what it was
August
for, but it
would
was
be
another
football team.
19-year-old student got arrested for threatening to bomb Utah.
They might consider moving that reactor into a more secure.
We're playing better football.
I think it's a coach. I think it's a coach with a vendetta against the other. Are they playing the same team in each game?
No.
I think it may be the shady coach, and he's paying these kids off to threaten things so they can win the game. Or maybe it is the coach posing as a woman to get these kids to finally start doing their job on the court. Or the field. What is it, field?
Field, yeah.
Field.
Same thing.
All right, let's move on from that.
Is it football or basketball?
Football.
I thought it was basketball the whole time.
No.
Does that change anything?
No.
A St. Louis newscaster and radio host melts down during a commercial break and the audio leaks. Newscaster, I guess we'll play it.
Wasn't. Listen, you're a fat nasty and you don't bring up on air when I have your back. You're a fat. I don't care if you're here or not.
Be like that, guys. Come on, man.
Serious?
I let it go yesterday.
But you called me stupid for the
Because
second
who brought
time.
up the stupid subject? You
wasn't a
called,
stupid
you
subject.
were making fun of me because I was dealing with the computer.
Chris was too. It wasn't just me.
No,
Chris
he wasn't.
was. Yes, he said, "Oh
He
my God,
didn't
it's going to be
say
here in 3
anything-
weeks."
He didn't say anything on air.
Yes, he did. Go back and
You
listen.
have
He
a
was
history-
laughing when I
you
did
have a
it.
history of attacking me on air, and
No,
Chris
I
knows.
don't. You have a history of attacking me on air. Are you kidding?
You and your big fat looking ass. Don't come back.
Really?
You start me the
You're
fuck
not
up,
my boss.
well,
I'm come.
and I'll call you a every day.
Okay, good
You're
for
a
you.
fat, self-righteous.
That's me.
And every day that you come in this studio, I will call you what you are.
Oh.
Fat, nasty bitch. And the only
Okay.
reason you have this job is because of me.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
You don't
Wow.
know. I've told
I-
Chris
I-
5 times
I
about.
understand.
And by the way, I reported your nasty 5 times to Chris about what you do on this radio. You attack me
What have I done
constantly.
5 different times?
You've attacked.
That was actually a transcript of content Kim and I earlier, fighting over cookies.
Yeah, that's Kurt Kruger. No relation to Freddie.
That we're aware of.
It's a 40 times profanity and a 4-minute rant. He called the lady fat, stupid, and nasty. Told her to shut the fuck up, shut your fucking mouth. You're nothing, you're trash. You're a shit mom, you don't even know the topics we're talking about. You're just stupid. And then he called her the worst word of all. Vic says he became irked by her criticism of his computer skills and has since been fired. Joey, your thoughts?
Well, you know, I'm actually headed to St. Louis tomorrow for a wedding, so maybe I'll run into him. We can have a pint and talk about what went down there. Now, was he her boss, or he was just a coworker?
Co-anchor, I think.
Yeah, coworker.
I call Pat every day, and I haven't been fired yet. So maybe because I'm not her superior. I don't know. I mean, he got pushed to the limit. You know?
So you're saying this is her fault?
Well, what did she do to antagonize him?
Right.
Where there's
She
smoke,
mouthing
there's
off again?
fire. Yeah.
Did she gain some weight? Did she stumble into some bad lighting? What happened here?
She criticized his computer skills.
No, I think he criticized her.
Are they dating?
I thought it was the other way around.
She criticized his computer skills.
No, Vic says he became irked. Oh, by her. All right, so then I mean, this is totally deserved. You can't
Man's
be
obviously
telling off a guy's
stressed.
computer skills.
We all know how men are about their computer skills.
Right. It's like, oh, we're gonna tell a guy how to grill or something.
You know,
Yeah.
one day you're telling him he's not great at fixing computers. The next you're, running off with his children.
You don't ask for directions to Main Street.
I
You're a
do-
Man, figure it out.
I do like the idea that you could have your two friendly nightly news anchors acting all nice to each other, and then the second it goes to commercial, they're just
I would like to
tearing
see
each
that.
other apart.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the morning show's about with where is
Yes.
it? Was it kind of like this?
A little, yeah.
On Apple
Yeah,
Plus?
with Jennifer Aniston and
Yeah.
the woman with the book club.
Yep.
That's
Oprah?
cool. No, she's got one too. This one was Reese.
Reese Witherspoon.
Witherspoon?
Yeah, she's in it.
Hot.
You think so?
Yeah. You don't?
Really?
Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah.
The shape of her face.
It's
troubles
heart-shaped,
me.
heart-shaped.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I find her very attractive.
Interesting.
I think most people would agree with
I like
me.
Sydney Sweeney. If I liked women, I would go with Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, her
Yes.
too. Her too.
She's got big hooters.
Yeah.
They are. They are.
Wouldn't mind slapping those around.
You're telling me.
Jesus, Tommy. All right. A man sells his poop to save lives. Healthcare professionals in Ontario have put out an open call for poop donors. Poop is used for fecal transplants that help treat life-threatening cases of C.
Oh my God, I
difficile,
had that.
which can
I seriously, I had a C. diff infection last August.
antibiotic-associated diarrhea. It's also called diarrhea from hell, which I assumed all diarrhea was called. Donors poop on a plate, scoop it into collection tubes, and drop it off at a collection site. Not sure why that needs to be a plate. John Chimel is a poop donor. Says it's less about the money and more about saving lives.
Tommy, as a survivor, what are your
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking for some adversity so that I can get cast on Survivor. Everybody has like cancer or they were in a gang. I'm a C. diff survivor. I didn't realize it was that deadly. I just kind of had to poop a little bit for.
You call it C. diff? Is that what
That's
the
what the
survivors
doc-
all call
that's what
it?
the doctor
in the
called it,
biz.
Yeah. You can't say it that way.
You gotta
Only
have
we
it to
can
say it.
Yeah, you have to have it to say
Part
it.
of the club.
Yeah, so that's shocking to know that I'm a survivor of an apparently deadly disease. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely sell my poop for money, and it would be about the money. It would not be about saving lives.
My concern is, I don't know what they're using with the poop, probably getting an enzyme from it or some sort, but I think that it's cross-contamination, shitting on the plate and then scooping into something else. Why don't you just shit into like a quart wonton soup container and then have everything contained in the container?
I agree. I think that
Because shit's disgusting enough. Who wants to do 2 acts playing, unless you're into scat, which means feticide, like a sexual thing.
yes.
But I wouldn't want to scrape my shit off a plate and then put it into a thing.
I
So,
don't
Have you ever
know
had
why-
to do a poop sample, a stool sample?
no.
I did for my C. diff infection.
Did you really?
I had to line the toilet seat.
With what? Saran wrap?
Yeah, sort of, or not saran wrap, but like a
Bag?
Yeah, sort of a baggish thing, and then you poop, and then you had to like swab it out and put it in this little container.
Well, I did a
and
catch
send
and
it to
release in the
FedEx.
Uber. I told you about that story.
Right, of course. Yeah.
I don't know that story.
Well, I was basically I had to shit into my hand. I had tissue paper on it like a lady, and then throw it out the window of an Uber several times. Then I had to finally get out and hop a fence in
Wait
a bad
second.
neighborhood. It's a long story.
Why did you do it in your hand?
Let it go.
It was a catch and release because I was gonna shit my pants and I didn't want it to smell like shit, so I caught it in my hand and then threw it out of the tissue paper out the window.
You've never done that?
No, I would think the more seamless way is to just shit your pants and then throw the pants out.
We were in traffic in an Uber.
Did you hoist yourself up
Yeah.
and then reach under? Mm-hmm. Holy moly.
Well, that's a whole story.
And you're telling me you did that so they wouldn't smell it?
It all backfired.
It had to
I
still be on your hand a little
holding
bit.
it
No, it was-
around
no,
like
and it was, this car was going, and it was a foul. But I ended up getting a $450 cleaning fee.
Wow.
That's not that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it was
Like
everywhere.
that I would think would get you banned, a lifetime ban from Uber in most cases.
No, me trying to driver I have when I'm drunk is the reason I'm going to get banned. I've been reported twice.
Wow. That seems like, you keep shooting, you're going to find somebody who's really happy.
I've had some success stories.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, it's New York City. You never tried to driver?
Not at least in a few. Not since COVID. It was
Yeah.
so I stopped once COVID came around.
When they put those shields up, that was when the...
Yeah, it's a safety
But
thing.
then they had the hole. They had
Yeah.
the partition with the. Do you ever see the cabs that had the tube
I just had one, yeah, with air
from the
conditioner.
air conditioning back to you?
It never works. You got to sit right up on that thing.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Well, that's the rundown. I think
After show. just
After
the
show.
Topics.
we got anything fun you guys want to talk about? We got some things here.
Joey's the weather
Barstool
girl.
mini golf tonight at 7 p.m. The final installment.
No,
no,
episode 4
the
of
fourth
6.
of 6.
4th of 6, excuse me. Stay tuned. Boy, that's heating up. Merchapalooza is in full swing. Use
right.
promo code
Tommy
Francis
Or Joey.
Rich.
or Tommy.
or Rich for 10% off. You guys can buy tickets to the Dozen live event at the Met.
Correct.
The Met Museum?
Correct.
No, met in Philadelphia.
Oh.
You thought it was at the Metropolitan Museum?
I
The
thought
Met Gala?
Metropolitan Opera.
No, it's at the Met in Philadelphia, October 4th. I'll be playing the Uptown Balls, the defending champions. We will be opening the season trying to defend our crown. You guys are new to the Dozen this
Yeah,
year, right?
I have a new team, yeah.
Yep.
And if you want to see me dressed as a weather girl filling in to Hannah Cook tomorrow on Sports Advisors with Dave Portnoy and Stu Feiner and Big Cat, I'll be dressed as a weather girl. Oh, and Tommy's there. I forgot you were there.
I gave a great acting performance. at
Really
the
great
end of the
performance.
episode.
Yeah, that comes out tomorrow on Sports Advisors, right here on Barstool.
Nice.
And Francis, you're probably too humble to say it, but you were on Fox News.
I had an appearance on Fox News, which was really fun. I had
About
some
the
big
border,
shoes to
or-
fill. Excuse me, big shoes to fill. Yours,
Thank you.
because
Yes.
Tommy did an awesome, hysterical Fox News appearance a few years ago,
Oh, there she is.
and here I was on the Jesse Waters primetime program, responding to talking about the traffic video I made.
Stop and go traffic. People were using the breakdown lane to cut everybody, right? Until I stopped them. I moved out into the breakdown lane, and I am moving with the regular flow of traffic. These ladies right here, we gave each other the thumbs up, right? I'm acting as a roadblock of justice. We got a big SUV behind us, keeps flashing his lights at me, honking his horn. Not gonna lie, it's a little intimidating, right? But I'm not moving. You gotta play by the fucking rules. Not all heroes wear capes. Shut the fuck up!
Stopping people on the shoulder. Joey,
Yeah,
let me ask you something.
I'd be honored.
I don't know if you've seen that video I did. When you're in traffic, right? Heavy traffic. You know how there's the shoulder, the breakdown lane on the right?
Yeah.
Would you use that to cut all of the traffic?
If I was getting off an exit that was up there, yeah.
That's fine.
I wouldn't go and then get in front of everyone.
Thank you.
But if there was if I knew my exit was like very close, like within a mile.
I don't call
would've
that.
gone.
I don't call that cutting though. That's just using an extension of the exit. Cutting is when you're using it just to get in
back
front of
in.
all those.
Yeah, because how do you know that all those people are waiting to get off your exit? They're probably just waiting in the traffic for the accident up front. You might be able to go. You're waiting there for nothing. You can't know until you get up there and find out. Then, I mean, once you get there, then I let a couple cars go and then cut back in, if I had to. But it's not cutting.
Well, it sounds like you would use it then.
No, because if I got up there,
And there was no exit?
no, and everyone was waiting on the exit that I was trying to cut into, I would get back behind the exit people.
Oh, I see what you mean now. But the point is, let's say that you didn't have an exit. You weren't exiting.
No, I mean I would.
And you're just waiting in traffic. Would you say my time is more valuable than the time of the people in line here? I'm going to get into the shoulder and just cut them all and then cut back in.
Depending on what was going on that day.
Yeah.
I think you are a hero for it. I think it's just such a disrespectful, greedy, selfish thing to do. It doesn't make any sense. There's nobody that does it could ever offer a good justification of why they did it.
It's funny. I've had the conversation with a lot of people, and a lot of the time they will say things to me like, I don't understand why you wouldn't do it. You save so much time. And you're like, do you think I'm not aware of the lane? Do you think that I am choosing stupidly to exist in this stop and go traffic and take my time getting home?
Right. It's like, why wouldn't you rob this bank? You'll get so much money.
Exactly.
Right. Like, why are you not doing that?
To abide by the social contract such that if we all just started using the shoulder, then it would become a third lane and there would be no purpose for it for emergency purposes, which then people say, well, you're blocking the emergency lane, to which I say, if I saw an actual emergency or an ambulance, I would pull right back in. It's very easy to get right back in. You just get right back in, get out of the way.
What if it was a regular car that had an emergency and you couldn't tell, and maybe they're faking an emergency?
Look, I consider myself a pretty good judge of emergencies.
Right.
And if the car behind me, a guy waving his hands, I'm going to pick up on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that.
Read the room.
Yeah, it's not what it was.
Read the road.
When I did it, the guy behind me was just like flashing his lights, being like, come on. And I'm not letting that guy through.
Oh.
No.
No way, Jose.
You did it twice, right?
Probably his name. I've done it a few times. It's a dangerous game. It's definitely not a game you want to get yourself, you don't want to become the face of that game.
Well, you are.
I am, thanks to Fox News and Jesse
I think it's
Waters.
too late for that. I think you were.
Jesse Waters, his first question, I'll tell you something. Did you go into the office when you did it?
Yeah. She wasn't. I was in a room, though, it was virtual, but I was in the studio.
Joey, are you a big Fox News guy?
I enjoy watching it for the it has a lot of buzz around it, so I like watching it because I think it's entertaining for me.
Who do you like?
I like what's his face? Tucker Carlson.
Tucker.
TC?
Yeah, Tucker's sort of the head
I like
of the
Harris
whole thing.
Faulkner. Huh. She kind of looks like a pterodactyl, though. I always said it. And I like that guy with the brown hair. I don't know his name.
Jesse Waters.
Jesse Waters.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, he was on the 5 for a while. Just got his own show, primetime this year, 7:30 to 8 o'clock. And they saw my video. They asked me to come on, and I did. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't get prepped. And so I was a little nervous because I thought I was going to get very political, and I didn't want to be co-opted politically. But fortunately, he's got a good sense of humor, and he just asked me a bunch of kind of goofy questions about what I had done and was willing to let me be the funny man.
Right.
His first question was, let's say that there's a pregnant woman behind you needs to use the shoulder to get to the hospital, have her baby. What then? And I said, well, it sounds like she's got a really bad birth plan.
Yeah.
Shame on that unprepared woman.
Why didn't her doula tell her what to do?
Why didn't her husband spend more on a helicopter to get them to the hospital?
Right. How poor are you?
What kind of shitty health care do they have? That was what I said in my head. I just said the first part. I wish I'd said more. If you're going to bank on using the shoulder to get to the hospital when you have a child, you're probably not ready to be a mother.
Wait, and did the Fox News people applaud you?
They sure did.
All the fans.
Yeah, they loved it.
I've only watched it during like when President Trump was in office, and that was like that was like better than any sitcom you can watch. It was the most ridiculous, wild like takes and all this wild shit. And between that one and the news in general was like you got popcorn out to watch the news. It was like that entertaining. So like I as a comedian I like just watch it. It was like, oh my, is this real? And like how absurd things are. So I liked watching it for that. But yeah, it's very entertaining, Fox News.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. You had a great. You should go back and watch Tommy's appearance, because
I'd like to.
He got parodied on SNL after that. His appearance.
It did?
Pete Davidson played me.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've said it for years that Tommy was one of my favorite people here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the funniest.
That's the rundown. September 22nd, 2022. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.